are listening to the Knights of Awakening on Blog Talk Radio.
Hello out there. I am Justin from the Knights of Awakening radio show, aired each week on Fridays and Sundays on Blog Talk Radio. Today I want to give you a sneak peek of a conversation we had with SpaceInMotion.com owner Geoff Haselhurst. This show originally aired on 7/10/2009. If you like what you hear, make sure to check out the entire show and all of our shows to date at KnightsofAwakening.com. Until next time, awaken the night within.
Is Geoff Haselhurst. He is the owner of SpaceInMotion.com. This is no little site, guys. It's 300 pages, a lot of philosophy. It was ranked one of the highest hit pages in philosophy by Alexa.com. And we've got him here now to talk to us about his understanding of the universe. Hello, Geoff. How are you this afternoon?
This evening, good, David. How are you going? Can you hear me all right?
Good. Yeah, you're coming through quite good.
Hello, Geoff.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You're sounding good.
Can.
Fantastic. I'm using Skype and my laptop computer.
Excellent. I'm on Skype as well.
Cool.
So, what does it mean to be a philosopher? We discussed. I called you earlier before the show. We've talked through emails, and you told me you were a philosopher. And I've perused your pages also. So I'm just curious, what does it mean to be a philosopher?
Yes, philosophers are misunderstood creatures, I think. It just means that we believe that truth is the source of wisdom and that there's a relationship between truth and reality. So if we want to act wisely on this planet, then we need to know what this planet is, what nature is, the sun and the earth, the stars, everything. There's a source of wisdom. It's very simple. It leads to a lot of complicated problems, though, because then we go, well, how do we know what the truth is? How do we know what reality is? How do we get from our mind and our ideas of things to the real things in themselves? So it becomes very complicated. Which is what we're going to talk about tonight, I understand.
Well, we're going to try. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, as you said.
But you get as deep into it as you're comfortable talking about.
Well, I can discuss anything because any subject at all. One of the beautiful things about philosophy is it covers all subjects. No subject escapes its scrutiny. Everything has a truth element. Doesn't matter what you want to talk about, we'll talk about whether it's true or not. And that if you want to be wise about any particular subject, then you need to know what the truth is. Otherwise, you're deluding yourself, and it will cause problems.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of folks...
So fire away. Anything you want to ask me, I'm happy. Physics, philosophy, metaphysics, evolution are my kind of pet subjects, but really, I'm open to anything about our existence, what we are, how we should live, how we should think. Fire away.
Well, Geoff, there was one thing that came to mind. You were talking about philosophers. And every day we all meet people who claim to be philosophers, but then they, kind of put themselves in different categories of philosophy, which kind of seems counterproductive because philosophy is almost a, to me it seems like it's a educated belief in how things work. Do you think these people should be categorizing the philosophy, or is philosophy is what it is, I guess is my question.
Yeah, I understand your point. Plato wrote 2,500 years ago, we shouldn't blame philosophy, but the philosophers who study it that corrupt the knowledge. But there's a lot of people that say they're philosophers, and really they misunderstand what it means to be a philosopher. Philosophy is not about opinion. People in the modern world kind of use, well, what's your philosophy of life? As if it means, what's your opinion about how we should live? Whereas philosophy is not that at all. Philosophy is about knowing the truth about things. And truth is absolute. It may sound arrogant, but it's about knowing the truth. Is it wise to destroy nature on planet Earth? in terms of our future survival. That is what philosophy is about. Is that a wise thing to do? What are we doing to nature? Is it wise to produce 80,000 different man-made chemicals that contaminate everything around us when we don't know the truth about their effects on us and on life on this planet? Any subject, we're seeking to know the truth. It's not anything about opinion. It's trying to know the truth. But the problem is that we always mind, and people have thought this was an insolvable problem, that we're stuck in the mind. And let me ask you, I'll ask you a question as a philosopher. You tell me a true statement about the world around you. I'm going to ask you that in all seriousness. You say something that you think is true about the world around you. Any statement.
David, you want to hit that, David?
Sorry to put pressure on you, but I'm serious.
No.
You say something true about the world around you.
Okay, earlier you were talking about the philosophers messing up the data that they're studying. And from what I have seen, most of that is projection. They have a predisposed idea, a prejudged notion of what the outcomes they want to get to, or an idea of the way things are, and they will, when they look at the data, sometimes you can juggle things around to make it justify what you thought before. So does this effect of looking into something actually change what that something is?
Well, it does. I mean, philosophy should not come with any agenda. Its only agenda is the truth. Mm-hmm. Now, I say they're philosophers, but really they have an agenda and they're promoting their agenda. You know, as Bertie Russell said, many people think they're thinking when they're just merely rearranging their prejudices. That's human nature to an extent. But what we're really interested in is knowing the truth about things. Now, I will again ask you, can anyone say a true statement about the external world? And perhaps I should answer it and say, if you said to me, look, it's true, I'm talking to Geoff Haselhurst at the moment, I would reply to you can't say that that's absolutely a true statement. What you can say is, in my mind, I am experiencing talking to Geoff Haselhurst. Mm-hmm. But I don't really know that Geoff Haselhurst exists. All I know is that in my mind I'm experienced. Now, this has become a real problem for philosophy because it's led to this postmodern view that we can only ever know things in our mind and that the external world around us is somehow a kind of our mind. And we can't really say anything true about the external world. And what kind of wisdom does that give humanity if no one can say that the world around them even exists? I mean, how are we going to be protecting nature when we're going, postmodern philosophy, I don't even know that nature actually exists. I don't even know my body exists. All I know is my mind exists and I have these experiences. And it's a very difficult thing to get from that. And I guess what I'm into is showing that through physics and metaphysics, a good understanding of logic and reason, you can actually work out for yourselves what the world around you is. It really does exist. But it's a bit different than how you see it. Your mind does take in this data and build it into a picture of the world. But the world itself does exist. And I hope we will get on to discuss the world itself, the thing in itself, as Kant says.
Yeah, I was just...
Remember, if you want to listen to the whole interview, check us out at knightsofawakening.com.